The robins are back. Better let everybody know.
Good news, everybody. I saw a robin today. They're back. They never left. Duh. Well, I haven't seen them all winter. That doesn't mean they left. Duh. The previous scenario was based on a true event I saw online between a nice, well-meaning person and one of those actually people. So, is the American robin a harbinger of spring in North America? Yes. And no. Do they migrate? Yes. And no. The movements of American robins are complex. Very much so. And whether or not they are indicators of spring kind of depends on where you live. If you live in the area of North America that is shaded in red, then yes, their return from wherever they migrated to would indicate spring is right around the corner. And that's due to the fact that in that area, they do migrate south from their breeding range. However, I would venture to guess that most people who live in the area shaded in purple, the bird's permanent range, would swear that these birds disappear for the winter only to return just as the weather begins to warm. However, as mentioned previously, the movements and/or the behavior of American robins is quite complex. Often, during the spring and summer months, people see them hopping around yards, snatching up worms and caterpillars, singing, and just being the awesome birds they are. However, they don't often see them when the weather gets cold, so what gives? American robins are omnivores year-round, but almost certainly eat more invertebrates in the warmer months, then rely on fruits more during the colder months. Robins form flocks and move to where they can find fruits. Sometimes they wander far, sometimes not as much. Because the deal is this, while many people think birds migrate to escape the cold, and that may contribute to it some, but the biggest reason for migration is the availability of food. Birds are going to go to where the food is, which makes total sense. And while birds that can survive on seeds and fruit might hang around during the colder months, most that rely on insects, or flower nectar for that matter, will head south when the lack of warmth kills the flowers, and the insects either die off or enter diapause until the weather warms again. So, when the cold sets in the fall and winter, American robins become nomadic and often spend much more time in the trees than they do on the ground. Where I live, where the southern plains blend with the Midwest oak hickory forests, robins remain here during the winter, but their habitat preference changes. They go searching for fruits, which often takes them to the woods. And I can go outside on any given day during the winter, and I will hear them in the distance or see them flying somewhat high overhead. But I don't see them as often feeding on the ground like I do when the weather is warm. I recently visited Lake Hefner in Oklahoma City and saw quite a few robins. However, they were mostly inhabiting eastern red cedar trees, which are actually junipers. And one of the American robin's favorite winter foods is juniper berries. Here where I live, while mid-April usually marks the end of the freezing temperatures, the weather is already gradually warming around mid-February and into March, and something exciting happens each year. While the grass is still yellow, certain things in nature begin to appear. Patches of henbit pop up here and there, as well as tiny bluets and spring beauties. It's exciting to me as nature is fixing to spring to life once again. It is around that time that I begin to see more and more robins feeding on the ground. So, in a way, the American robin can be considered a harbinger of spring, no matter where you live. And let's talk about that food they eat. During the colder months, in addition to juniper berries, robins also eat chokecherries, hawthorn, dogwood, and sumac fruits. However, during the breeding season, American robins eat mostly insects, including earthworms. They also eat some snails and spiders. If you look at this video I took last summer, This robin was gathering up insects like they were going out of style. I mean, he was really pushing it, holding all that in his bill. Let's zoom in on this photo and you can see all sorts of insect larvae, including this here, which appears to be a lacewing larva, judging by these pincers. The American robin is the largest thrush in North America. American robins range in length from 8 to 11 inches. They are grayish-brown above and warm orange below. Males have darker heads than females. Note how, on this male, the head is pretty much black and contrasts more with the grayish back, while this female's head is not as dark and contrasts less with the back. Immature birds, such as this fledgling, have paler chests with many dark spots. Note the appearance of this immature bird, which was waiting for its parents to bring it food. And on that note, here is Dad passing along some insect lunch. Young are fed exclusively insects and earthworms. Females lay between 3 and 5 pale blue eggs, which are incubated for about 2 weeks. Nestling period is also about 2 weeks. However, as I hinted at previously, robin parents continue to feed the young as they fledge and until they are self-reliant. American robins, like northern mockingbirds, are great parents. The American robin's permanent range includes most of the lower 48 United States. Birds in the northern portion of their range tend to migrate, but not always. The number of robins present in northern parts of the range varies each year with the local conditions, weather, and food supply. Robins have a wide range of habitats and can be found in both urban and natural areas. The Cornell Lab of Ornithology reports that while American robins can successfully raise 3 broods per year, only 40% of nests successfully produce young. Nests are often raided by crows and jays, which kill and eat the nestlings. Sadly, only 25% of fledged robins survive to adulthood. From then on, only about half of the robins alive in any year will make it to the next. The Cornell Lab reports that because robins forage largely on lawns, they are vulnerable to pesticide poisoning and can be an important indicator of chemical pollution. However, despite all that, their overall population has increased slightly in the past 50 years. Did you know American robins will swallow small berries whole, then later regurgitate the seeds? This bird is about to do so right here. And it will do it again 3 more times. Right here. Right here. And here.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. That's good coffee. The best coffee is no coffee. I don't drink it.
Oh, hello. I'm Randy from Randy's Natural World. I hope you enjoyed the video on
American robin.
Yes, that's it. Today I'm pretending to be a scientist. Maybe I'm doing research on a 5 o'clock shadow, I'm not sure. But that's neither here nor there. I'm hoping to speak to those of you who haven't subscribed yet. Here's a list of reasons why you should. It's free. You can't beat that price. Number 2, quality content. Always quality content. Number 3, YouTube allows unlimited subscriptions, so there's no reason not to. Anyway, number 4. Are you a procrastinator? There's no need to procrastinate. And I know what you're thinking. Randy, I'll subscribe when I get around to it. Well, here's your round to it right here. Round to it. So go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead. A wise decision.